What a wonderful day. Let me check my YouTube. I haven't been on there in a while. Not expecting too many views. No, probably a couple hundred like my last one. Holy shit, I need to make another one of these. Anyways, due to how much you guys liked the last video, I've been making another one for our lore reading and well skating brothers in yellow, the Warlocks. And what better way to show the power of these sci-fi wizards than two builds of the new exotic Mataiodoxia. Close enough. The names of these two builds are the Saint and the Ranged Weaver. But before we get into our builds, we must first know what this exotic even does. I'm not even going to try to read that word, but targets damaged by Arcane Needle emit a suspending detonation when defeated, and landing multiple Arcane Needles on the same target immediately triggers a larger, more powerful detonation. Defeating suspended targets grants melee energy, and your Arcane Needles are strong against barrier champs. You may have your head spinning after all those words. I do too, I'm a Titan main in heart. But the gist of it is that melee hit target, target go bye-bye, then boom. And if melee hit target more time, make bigger boom. Anyways, if you pair this with a prismatic build, you can easily take on 3 champs with just abilities, which brings us to our first build, the Saint. No, not this one. That one. This build can almost do anything. Jolt, yes. Weaken, yes. Suspend, absolutely. And much more. Now let me show you how. Let's start off with abilities. Phoenix Dive for your class ability, which has the shortest cooldown, pairs nicely with the Hellion aspect that summons a solar mortar each time you use your class ability. Kills with the mortar or any of your abilities will activate Feed the Void, which gives you Devour, one of the best buffs you can get in the game. It gives you a grenade energy and health for each kill that Feed the Void improves. Now, you just need a strong grenade that can feed back into itself. The perfect pick I find for the slot is Storm Grenade. I'll elaborate later. Now, for the melee, you need Arcane Needle. If you don't, you're stupid. I don't mean that. I'm sorry. On to the essentials, the fragments. To begin with, we'll be starting with the facet of Courage, since you'll either be suspending and unraveling with your melee, and slowing with your Transcendent Grenade. This is just free damage. Next is Facet of Dominance. It makes your Arc Grenades jolt and your Void Grenades weaken. It makes your Storm Grenade go from an okay grenade to an ad clearing machine, and allows your Transcendent Grenade weaken along with slowing and suppressing. Facet of Hope makes your fast cooldown Phoenix Dive even faster, while Facet of Balance allows your grenades feed into your melee and your melee into your grenade. Now this final one you can swap out to your preference, but I like using the Facet of Honor. It helps getting Transcendent as fast as possible, allowing you to become a suspending Gatling gun. Now onto the reason I call this build the Saint. Bastion, it got a rework recently that gives it extra damage when hitting a melee. Yes, Arcane Needle works, and if you hit most of your pellets, it increases your melee damage, like 1-2 punch. It's kind of like owning a musket for self-defense, leaving football-sized holes in any rapscallions dumb enough to get in front of you, as the Founding Fathers intended. But in all seriousness, it's great for melting down chants once you stun them. This is fun and all, but it doesn't really make too much use of that suspending explosion, but Ranged Weaver does. It's a Strand Warlock build that will suspend any and everything, the Wanderer aspect being a vital part of this. It makes your Tangles have a suspending explosion that synergizes with the artifact perk Threaded Blast, making Tangles you shoot with a Strand weapon explode with a larger and more damaging explosion. The other aspect I use is the Weaver's Call, which spawns 3 Threadlings anytime you use your class ability. You might think using Mind Spun Invocation is better, but the burst damage the Threadlings give I feel is better than more suspending. And whenever you use the fragments of Thread of Mind and Evolution, just make it even better. The other fragments I use are Thread of Generation and Fury. Fury also synergizes with Threaded Blast, allowing you more hits, which gives you more melee energy. Using a Strand weapon with Demo is almost a necessity for this build, just so you can use the exotic fusion rifle, Tessellation. Consuming your grenade with this exotic overcharges its next shot, making a large explosion that gives grenade energy back, and with the catalyst, severs targets it hits. You could swap out Tessellation with Wishender for more suspensions, but I find the Tessellation shots more fun. Now that you've seen both, what do you think? I personally think the Strand build is more fun, but the Prismatic build is much more versatile, being able to stop all 3 champions. Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed what you see, why don't you subscribe? I plan on doing more frequent uploads since I have more time off work and putting more effort into the editing. Well, that's the end. I don't know why you're still watching, but if you made it here, I'll let you know a little secret.